Singapore's top alpine skier Faiz Basha says he's pleased to come in at number 35 in a slalom event at the recent Winter Olympics. As for the giant slalom event where he failed to finish the race, he explains that a DNF, which stands for did not finish, is a common occurrence. Next up for him, the 2029 Asian Winter Games in Kazakhstan and the 2030 French Alps Winter Olympics. CNN's Nadine Yeam catches up to the 24-year-old.
A month after wrapping up his first ever Olympic campaign, Singaporean alpine skier Faiz Basha is finally back home, catching up with family and friends. There's also now a film about his journey to the Milano Cortina Games. I managed to speak to him at the private viewing of Ski Dreams, which also features another Singaporean skier. First, I got his immediate thoughts right after competing.
There was a lot of people to meet, a lot of media questions. All of the news was interviewing me at the time as well. I needed to answer the messages. So I didn't have much space to think or reflect on the run. In fact, I was so overwhelmed I actually left one of my ski poles at the finish line. But yeah, it was quite an interesting experience. It's quite strange because I was imagining, after Olympics that I'd be really free, but instantly I finished my race, had to go back to my university, catching up with deadlines. So I haven't had so much space to really reflect and think about it.
23-year-old racer from Singapore.
But it wasn't the smoothest of times in this opening event in the giant slalom. He registered a DNF or a did not finish.
In the sport of ski racing, DNF is actually a very normal thing. It's happened to me so many times before. In fact, this is something I'm quite proud of, that I can maintain a pretty respectable finish rate, is what we call it in the sport. So for me, usually maybe around 70% of my races, I can close them. So it's a bit unfortunate,
And on to your pet event, the slalom event. Finished 35th overall. Was this a position or a timing that you were expecting?
No, I was not expecting the rank to be. My goals for the Olympics was to get maybe a top 40 or top 50. I would be very happy with. When we were there for the inspection, it was quite an intense experience. So you get a chance to go slowly and see the course and see what they're doing. And we could already see from inspection, whoever was setting the course was, he woke up and chose violence. So if you wanted to win the race, you would have to risk everything, which is what a lot of people did. And that's why you saw in the first run, about 60% plus, I think, was knocked out.
His goal is to improve on his 12th place finish at the 2025 Asian Winter Games in Harbin.
The main focus for me is Asian Games. That's before I can think about getting podiums at Olympics or any good performances there, because the Europeans are really very, very good. First, I need to focus on our own region and see how far I can get in Asia. And I am very happy with my performance at the last Asian Games. I think I can better that. Especially, I hope to get closer to the podium.
Your appearance on the global stage right now has, spurred a movement in the general public as the top alpine skier in Singapore. How do you think your performance and your status will be able to motivate other young athletes to make that step up?
It would be unlikely that we get a skier out of Singapore that's living in Singapore, doesn't have the opportunity to train overseas. It's a reality, and that's how it is. Maybe someone will prove me wrong. But right now we have a few athletes that are overseas, and in terms of sports in general, I hope that I can inspire our younger athletes. I was training on roller skates, on tarmac, on a flat surface. And now I was going down more than 45 degrees on hard ice at the Olympics. That's the journey between that. Some people would think is impossible, but
And 2 decades on since you first started skiing, there's a lot that you've achieved already. Is there anybody or any people in particular that you are utterly grateful for to bring you to where you are today?
My mother. I had an injury at one point when I was 14. That took me out. In fact, that was very big for me because I think I probably would have made it to the Youth Olympics as well if it wasn't for the injury. And you would assume that a mother would be very protective or keep my child safe, but I'm very proud that my mother was still pushing me, even when I was scared myself. I don't think I would be here without that.